Digestion. What is digestion? Before our bodies can use the food that we eat, it must first be digested. The breakdown of large molecules into small soluble molecules is done by digestive juices and enzymes. The digestion process. Let us look at the path that the food takes on its journey from the mouth to the anus. Mouth. Digestion begins in the oral cavity where food is chewed. Saliva is secreted in large amounts in the oral cavity and is mixed with the chewed food by the tongue. The teeth mechanically break down food into smaller pieces. Different shaped teeth tear, chop and grind the food. Saliva. Saliva plays an important role in the digestion process. Saliva is secreted from glands at the back of the mouth and under the tongue. Saliva also moistens the food, making it easier to chew and swallow. Esophagus. The esophagus is like a stretchy pipe. It is about 10 inches long. It connects your mouth to your stomach. Once the food has entered the esophagus, it doesn't just drop right into your stomach. Instead, muscles in the walls of the esophagus move in a wavy way to slowly squeeze the food through the esophagus. Some interesting facts. Each mouthful of food takes about 6 seconds to reach the stomach once it is swallowed. Even when the body is upside down, the food will still pass from the mouth to the stomach. Why do we start coughing if we eat or drink something too fast? The windpipe at the back of your throat allows air to come in and out of your body. When you swallow food or liquids, a special flap called the epiglottis flops down the opening of your windpipe to make sure that the food enters the esophagus and not the windpipe. When we eat or drink something too fast, the epiglottis does not have enough time to flop down, and you cough involuntarily to clear your windpipe. Let us do a quick recap. Digestion is the breakdown of large molecules into small soluble molecules. The mouth helps in chewing of food and breaking it down into smaller parts. Saliva moistens the food and makes it easier to chew. The esophagus is a pipe that connects your mouth to your stomach. Stomach. The stomach is a pear-shaped muscular sac. Its major task is to store food and liquids. To do this, the muscle of the upper part of the stomach relaxes to accept large volumes of swallowed material. It also mixes up the food, liquid and digestive juices. The lower part of the stomach mixes these materials by its muscular action. As the food enters the stomach, muscle contractions begin to twist, turn and churn the food. Another function of the stomach is to empty its contents slowly into the small intestine. Food will usually remain in the stomach for around 4 hours, and while it is there, it becomes partially digested food that changes into a thick liquid called chyme. The sphincter at the end of the stomach allows this chyme to move into the small intestine a little bit at a time. Gastric juices. The stomach lining contains a number of glands which produce a clear yellow liquid that mixes with the food called gastric juice. Gastric juices contain water, enzymes and acids that are secreted into the stomach to help liquefy food and break it into simpler form. This acid softens the fibers in the food and kills many of the bacteria. The juices also contain an enzyme that acts on proteins. Small intestine. It may be called small, but this organ measures about 7 meters in an adult human being. The small intestine breaks down the food mixture even more so that your body can absorb all the vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates and fats. The small intestine mixes the food with the bile from the gallbladder and the pancreatic juices from the pancreas. These help the body digest fats and proteins. Liver and gallbladder. The liver is the human body's largest internal organ. In the liver, some digested food is removed from the blood and changed into other forms or stored. The bile that is formed in the liver is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. What is bile? Bile is a digestive juice that helps in the digestion of food. At mealtime, it is squeezed out of the gallbladder through the bile ducts and into the intestine to mix with the fat in the food. The bile acids dissolve fat into the watery contents of the intestine, much like detergents that dissolve grease from a frying pan. Large intestine. The large intestine goes up the right side of the abdomen, across the front and down the left side. It is about 5 centimeters wide and 1.5 meters long. Water, fiber and foods that the body is unable to break down pass out of the small intestine into the large intestine. After most of the nutrients are removed from the food mixture, there is waste left over that our body cannot use. In the large intestine, the body gets its last chance to absorb the water and some minerals into the blood. As the water leaves the waste product, what is left gets harder and harder as it keeps moving along, until it becomes a solid. These solid wastes contain undigested foods, bacteria and cholesterol. These materials are waste materials, fibers and cell wall materials that cannot be digested. Rectum and anus. The last 5 to 6 inches of the large intestine make up the rectum, which stores solid wastes until the body is ready to expel them. During the process of elimination, solid wastes leave the body through a muscular opening at the end of the rectum called the anus. This process completes the process of digestion. Let us do a quick recap. The stomach performs 3 functions. It stores food, it converts food into a liquid mixture, and it empties its contents into the small intestine. The small intestine breaks down the food mixture even more so that your body can absorb all the vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates and fats. The large intestine absorbs all the remaining water and some minerals into the blood. The rectum stores solid waste and the anus expels them. Appendix. The large intestine has a tiny tube with a closed end coming off it called the appendix. It is a part of the digestive tract, but it has no function, though it can cause big problems because it sometimes gets infected and needs to be removed. Did you know there are 4 phases in the entire digestion process? Ingestion, which refers to the food taken in through the mouth. Digestion, which refers to the physical and chemical processes that start in the mouth and continue in the stomach and small intestine. Absorption, which refers to nutrients moving across the gastrointestinal lining into the blood. Elimination, which refers to undigested food such as dietary fiber, which is excreted as feces.